Hey familia, I'm Miranda here, and in today's video, I'm going to be answering your questions. So you guys threw some at me over on Instagram as well as on my community tab. Some good ones, I must say. So we're just gonna go on ahead and dive right on in. All right, so the first question is, what is the most disturbing horror film that you have ever seen? I'm glad to be getting this question out of the way because this specific film that I chose is a very hard one to talk about. It's not that it's scary or anything like that, but it is a super fucked up film, you guys. And it's more of like a horror thriller or like psychological horror. And I'm kind of ashamed to say that I even freaking own this, but curiosity got the best of me. But you guys, with this film, trust the bad reviews, trust the warnings. And the film I'm actually talking about is a Serbian film. You guys, stay away from this. It's a film that you will never, ever unsee, you guys. And especially as a parent, this film, it haunts you. It really does. It haunts you like long after you watch this film. But it is just so freaking messed up on so many levels, you guys. And it was a one and done. And like I said, I'm kind of ashamed to say that I own this film. So I don't plan on watching this again, you guys. I can't. It's just so messed up. So the next question is, what is the coolest box set that you own? And do you own any gimmick box sets like the TCM trunk? So I don't have any gimmick box sets, and actually I really don't own very many box sets at all, but I'd say like my most prized possession in my collection is definitely the Friday the 13th box set here. I was so happy to finally get this about a year ago, or maybe two, but it had dropped down in price. I think I got it either at like the $70 or $80 mark. So I was so happy to be able to add this one to the collection, but it's just so freaking amazing. I love it, you guys. It's just so awesome, and it's just a really neat little box set. So yeah, I'm happy to have this one in the collection for sure. All right, the next question is my top 3 favorite horror films. So for as long as I can remember, I have always been a fan of 13 Ghosts. I really need to see about upgrading this one to the Scream Factory Collector Edition. But yeah, I freaking love this film. I have seen it so many times, and I enjoy it every single time that I've seen it. I love the concept of the storyline. I just think it's so much fun, and it's not even like scary. I mean, yeah, there's maybe a couple jump scares here and there, but I don't know, I just have fun with this film, and I just absolutely love it. So this is definitely in my top 3. As well as one that kind of got a lot of hate, but I personally think it's a pretty fun little slasher, and that is House of Wax, the 2005. I have not seen the original of this one or the actual original of 13 Ghosts, but yeah, 2005 House of Wax, I freaking love it, you guys. It's another one too that I've watched a countless number of times, and I never get tired of it. I don't know why it gets a lot of hate. I think it's just perfectly fine. There's some, good kills and stuff, and I just think it's, fun, the whole like wax museum background and everything. And so yeah, I love House of Wax. And my third favorite, I would have to say, is the 1990 It. This film, you guys, it's just kind of stuck with me over the years. And as much as it used to like terrify me as a kid, and as much as I used to hate drains, well, technically I kind of still do. This film, I've just always enjoyed it. I've always felt kind of connected to this film, and I just think that this is a perfect little horror film. I love the storyline of this. I love the whole concept of, this group of friends. They're basically family and stuff, and them going through this horror together. And I love Pennywise in this, and I just love the whole time setting, and I just feel like really connected to this film for some reason. And so yeah, I've just always been a fan of this one. Few honorable mentions I will say are Scream, Village of the Damned, and Freddy vs. Jason. All right, next up, first film I saw in theaters was Lion King. I love this one, you guys. I was just like so blown away by this film when I first saw it in theaters as a kid. I just loved everything about it, from the storyline to the music. Especially love Hakuna Matata, obviously, and Can't Wait to Be King. It's just a great film, you guys. Easily one that I fell in love with, and it holds up to this day, you guys. It's such a great film. But yeah, I do remember seeing this in theaters with my dad, and just the whole experience, it was awesome. All right, so the next question is, what does your hubby think about you buying all these movies? And honestly, you guys, he really doesn't say much. I'm sure he's, not super okay with it, but he deals with it. He knows I buy movies and stuff, and it's just, he's not really a movie guy. He's more of a sports kind of guy. So he just doesn't share that same love. And I'm sure he doesn't quite understand my love for movies. But, you know, I get movies for myself. I get them for the kids. I get them for the family. Movies, it's just something that, you know, we can all do together. So, I mean, it's my hobby. Like I said, he deals with it the same way I deal with his hobby, which I'm not really a fan of. But yeah, he doesn't really complain about it. At least, you know, not that I know of. So yeah, for the most part, he's kind of a good sport about it. All right, next up is, what is the first DVD Blu-ray you ever bought? And you guys, I have such bad memory when it comes to this. Because I remember like owning a bunch of like VHS when I was a kid. We had like all the Disney clamshell VHS. I think our first one was actually Aladdin. But then after that, I don't really remember because we were more about like, you know, later on in like elementary school and like throughout middle school, we were more into the whole like renting movies either from Blockbuster or Hollywood Video. So we didn't really own any that I can recall. So I don't really have a memory of like what was my actual like first DVD into the collection. But you know, as I got older, I started asking for movies for Christmas time. And so like one that I kind of remember asking for, which might have been, you know, of the first ones that I actually owned, was the Transformers, the first Transformers film. I kind of remember that one, you know, from my Christmas list and everything, and I did get that one. So that's kind of what I remember. But honestly, yeah, I'm not for certain which one was my actual like first DVD. And Blu-ray, you guys, that one too, I don't exactly remember. I just know for sure that it came from Dollar Tree. So yeah, probably like a few years ago that I got my first Blu-ray from Dollar Tree. I don't know which one it was. I'd have to like go through all of my like Dollar Tree hauls to find out which one, but that would just take forever, you guys. But I know for sure it came from Dollar Tree. All right, the next question is, with 4K being coined the last format, how long do you think the format will be around? Now, technically, you guys, I am still not super into 4Ks. Yes, I have a handful, about 176, I think is what my app said, out of what, the over 5,000 titles that I have in my collection. So it's not much. And for me, honestly, I mean, I feel like there's been so much more disappointments with 4Ks than with like Blu-rays or DVDs. Because supposedly 4Ks, you're supposed to be getting, you know, better image quality, better sound and everything. But that's not always the case. And sometimes you're paying like $10, $15 more for a slightly better image, slightly better sound, but nothing that is like, you know, wowing you. So for me personally, I don't think that 4K will be around too long. I think that 10, 15 years from now, Blu-rays and DVDs are still going to be the in thing. They're kind of the more universal, you know, format. I know that 8K, I believe, was kind of like in the works. I don't know if that's actually going to happen. I don't think that it is necessary. But for me personally, 4K, it's not really my go-to. I mean, I will for like, you know, certain titles that I love, or just if I can find them for like dirt cheap, then yeah, I'll go ahead and add it to the collection. But I'm not, you know, all about collecting 4K. I mean, Blu-rays in general, like for the most part, I feel that they have a really good picture quality. And yeah, certain 4Ks, they may, you know, definitely have a sharper image. It's very notable. But at the same time, there's ones that, you know, it's like this. It's like hardly anything of a difference. So, I mean, Blu-rays definitely, I think, will be around for a long time. 4K, not so much. And especially like for the price. If the pricing was better, I mean, I think maybe more people would, you know, buy them and stuff. But yeah, 4K, I don't know. It's not really my thing. I know there's people that strictly collect 4K and that's them. But everybody has their format that they like. But yeah, for me, Blu-rays, DVDs are still going to be around. They're going to be the better choice in my opinion. Definitely things that you can get for cheaper. And even when out like thrifting, or recently that I've gone to these like library sales, I've seen more people buying DVDs than Blu-rays, which is crazy, I know. But yeah, and especially Blu-rays, sometimes they have the combo pack, so you get the Blu-ray and the DVD, which is always awesome. But 4K, yeah, like I said, it's not really my thing. I'm not super into it. I'm not all about the hype of the 4K and stuff. So I honestly don't really know how long they'll be around. But I think, yeah, if they lowered the price some and whatnot, and maybe more people knew about like the benefits of it, I'd say that, you know, it could be around for longer. But it all just kind of depends. All right, the next question is, what are your top 5 Pixar films that have been released? Now, these are in no particular order, but we do have Ratatouille. I freaking love this film, you guys. It is such a cute concept of a film, and I could constantly watch this one. I would be so happy watching it all the time. Even my kiddos, they were super into this when I first showed it to them, and they would watch it like nonstop on repeat and stuff. And so, yeah, this one I absolutely love. It is just such a cute little film. And then you guys know, honestly, this is my number one, you guys. Y'all already know that. And that is Coco. This one, just the whole like story of like Day of the Dead and stuff. It really, you know, hits home. It's about heritage and all that and tradition and whatnot. And so yeah, Coco is just so, so great, you guys. And it's just a fun concept, you know, of a film to talk about like Day of the Dead. So yeah. And then, of course, Toy Story, you can't go wrong here. Absolutely love this film. And then Monsters, Inc., you guys. This one, too, I love it. I mean, the whole concept, I mean, even as an adult, like, you can totally, like, kind of relate to this about, you know, the monster in your closet or the monster under your bed. And this was just kind of a fun way to portray that. I mean, even as an adult, you guys, I ain't gonna lie, like, I'm one of those ones that thinks that a blanket will help me from you know, like the monster under my bed, you know, snatching like my feet or whatever, grabbing at them. Like, yeah. I cannot stand to have my feet uncovered in bed. Like, yeah, like the blanket is like my protector, whatever. I know, sounds kind of stupid, but yeah, this though, it's just one of those things that as a kid and even as an adult you can relate to. So, and then last up is the film Up. This is just such a beautiful and like heartwarming film. I absolutely love it. It is so, so cute. All right, next question is, out of legendary monsters, Godzilla, Kong, Pacific Rim, what are your favorites in the series? Are you excited for next year's Godzilla Kong movie that Legendary just announced? So first off, Pacific Rim, I haven't seen any of those movies. Well, actually the first one I've kind of only seen in like parts, but I haven't gotten the chance to actually, you know, watch it in full, so I can't really say much there. Godzilla and Kong, that's kind of hard because I enjoy both. I saw like all of the, you know, Godzilla films, you know, up from like the, you know, 98, I think is the one that everybody didn't really like, but I love. From that one all the way up until now I've seen. So I don't know. I guess I'm gonna have to go Kong on this one just because I am a huge fan of the King Kong film, the one with Jack Black in it. Absolutely love that one. I saw that one in theaters and it was such an awesome experience. And I mean, I did enjoy Skull Island quite a bit, and you know, Godzilla King of Monsters, that one was pretty good too. But yeah, I mean, I enjoy both Godzilla and Kong, but definitely I'm gonna go Kong on this one for sure. And then definitely, you know, new movie coming out, I will be definitely looking forward to checking that one out. I know hubby probably will too, so hopefully that'll be one that we will be able to get to go see in theater. All right, so the next question is, out of all your cinematic films, which director collection do you enjoy the most? Now, you guys, there are so many freaking awesome directors out there. I mean, I do enjoy, you know, Bay and Nolan and Scorsese, Tarantino, Tyler Perry, Tim Burton, all of them, but I'd have to say that hands down my number one is Spielberg, just because like over the years I find that his films are the ones that I have enjoyed the most. They're always like great storylines and just great directing, and like Spielberg is just such a freaking talented director, and he has just come out with some bangers over the years, and they're just, his films are ones that I've like watched the most, like on repeat and stuff, and have just come to love and feel so connected to. Definitely my top films from him. I wouldn't be able to like pick like a number one spot between the two, but Jaws and definitely the first Jurassic Park, you guys. I mean, both films are just so iconic, and they're such like perfect films in my opinion. And just the way that they were directed and just everything about them, from the storyline to just the cast, all of it, it's so, so good, you guys, both of these films. So kudos to you know, Spielberg on these ones. But yeah, he's just has so many amazing films that he's put out, and I just absolutely love his work as a director. All right, next question is, what advice would you give to someone who is just getting started collecting movies? So there are a few things that I want to say here. One of them is being you don't have to buy first day. Um, it's okay to wait, you guys. It really is. I know some people, they buy first day just so that they have something to show and whatnot. But you guys, if you wait, sometimes those new releases, if you wait like a month or two, they may go down to like half price, or they may shave off like 10 bucks or something. And if you can find things like through eBay or like Facebook, or whether it's through a group or marketplace, oftentimes some of these like new release titles you can definitely, find for like half price or less. And especially if you're not like a digital kind of person, I mean, you're also saving some money there. But yeah, you don't have to buy everything day one, you guys. It is not necessary. Trust me. Your like bank account and your wallet will definitely thank you in the long run. And also, don't be afraid to buy used. It's okay getting movies at the thrift store. It's ridiculous how some people think that buying secondhand movies is gross. It's not, you guys. It is a cheap way for you to, up your collection. Just add in movies for a dirt cheap price. And again, your wallet, your bank account will thank you in the long run. So don't be afraid to buy used. And also, don't pass on a movie just because it doesn't have a slipcover on it, you guys. Like, seriously, I find that so mind-boggling that people will pass on a movie just because it doesn't have a slipcover on it. It's like, do you want to watch the slipcover or do you want to watch the movie? I would much rather have a movie in my collection, especially if I can find it for a good price, even if it doesn't have a slipcover on it. Like, if I know it's supposed to come with a slipcover, it's okay. The point is, I want to have the movie in my collection so I can own it and watch it. I mean, a slip is just a piece of cardboard, paper, whatever, with artwork on it, which oftentimes is the same artwork as what's on the movie itself. I just find that so stupid, you guys, that people will pass on a movie because it doesn't have a slipcover on it. So, I mean, you guys, slipcovers are not everything. Another thing, you guys, it's okay to blind buy. It really is. I know a lot of people, a lot of BlueTubers out there, and just other people in the movie community tend to say, like, don't blind buy things, or like question like, why do you buy this movie if you've never seen it or whatever. But isn't that what we do every single day, you guys? When we buy movies, whether it's a new release and we haven't been to theaters to see it, you're blind buying it because you haven't seen it. Or even if it's like an older title or is a title that came as a recommendation, doesn't mean it's going to be a good film. Just because one person liked it doesn't necessarily mean that you're gonna like it. So blind buying, honestly, guys, is the only way that you can find those hidden gems and find those films that, you love. So it's okay to blind buy, you guys. It is really okay. And then lastly, you guys, buy what you want, collect what you want. Don't let anybody tell you what you can and can't collect. Your collection is your own, so stick to what you love and just buy what you want. All right, the next question is, what's your favorite genre of movies? I have always been a comedy kind of person. I love a good laugh, you guys. I love to just laugh hysterical, cry when I'm laughing and stuff. And I love a good laugh, you guys. And so films, comedies like that, I absolutely love them. Always looking for, a new laugh and stuff. So I am also a fan of like rom-coms, and I do love a good drama, but I definitely put comedy up there as like my #1 genre. All right, next up is, what's your favorite Blu-ray, 4K, Steelbook, collector's or special edition in your collection? So here I kind of tried to go with like one of each. So for the Blu-ray, I actually decided to go with the collector's edition of Pennywise, the Story of It. I absolutely love this, you guys. This is such a freaking good documentary. Really felt like a history lesson, and really, got just more like background on the 1990 It movie and stuff. And so just the artwork on the slipcover is really awesome. And then even the artwork on the actual movie, it's pretty creepy looking. So this is definitely probably one of my favorite Blu-rays in my collection, and it's just such a amazing documentary. For Steelbook, I actually decided to go with Cabin in the Woods. I freaking love this Steelbook. Definitely probably my favorite in my collection. And it's also one of my all-time favorite horror films. But I absolutely love this Steelbook. It's the 4K one that came from Best Buy. But yeah, you take off the slip. It looks like that. And then the back, I love the whole elevator scene. It's one of my favorite scenes in the entire movie. But then it just has some really like great artwork and stuff. So it's one of my favorite Steelbooks. Now as for 4K, you guys, I decided to go with my 4K sets here of my Hitchcock sets, just because I think that these are just such awesome sets, and I think that every collector should have these in their collection. Now, I'm gonna be honest, the only Hitchcock film that I have seen is The Birds, and I did really enjoy that one, but I do have a lot of watching here to do. Yeah, I haven't seen Psycho, you guys, I know, shocker, but I do. I think that these are great sets and that every collector should have them. I mean, there's some great films in here for sure, like his most like iconic ones and stuff. So I decided to go with these for 4K. All right, next up is what are your top 3 4K movies as well as your top 3 bad 4K films? So this question, you guys, honestly, I really can't say much on it. Like I said, I really don't have too many 4K films in my collection, and I really haven't gotten the chance to, you know, kind of compare or anything like that. I will say though, so this may come kind of as an odd pick, but the live action Lion King here. So when I first got my 4K player, this was actually the first movie that I watched. And let me tell you, me and even hubby were blown away by the quality. Like the image was just so sharp, it really popped. And even the sound was just so amazing. Like everything about just the 4K experience of watching this at home was just so fantastic, you guys. So honestly, I would say any of these like Target 4K exclusives or the like Lionsgate 4K steelbooks, I would definitely recommend those. I have not had an issue with any of those. They all have just such great picture quality and great sound. As for bad ones, like I said, I really don't know because I haven't had the chance to watch many of the 4Ks that I do have in my collection. I do own Heat, which I hear isn't that great, that it's a pretty dark transfer. And you know, I've heard that the Terminator 2 transfer was just shit. So, but I mean, you can totally just, you know, here on YouTube, look up, you know, like worst 4K transfers and find out more information like that for sure. Because there's people that are just like dedicated to, you know, doing that kind of videos and stuff. So, but I'm just not really one to, you know, compare and stuff. So I can't really say on which ones are bad. But yeah, for me, the best of the best is definitely these like Target exclusives and like the Lionsgate 4K steelbooks and stuff. So definitely go with those for sure. All right, a few more questions to go. So we have, do you still keep all VHS DVD from when you were a kid? And actually, no, I don't. Like I said, I really don't remember which DVDs and stuff I had when I was younger. The VHS that I had left over, like, you know, once I like, you know, left like my mom and dad and stuff like that and kind of did my own thing. My mom actually still has all of those VHS tapes. And I know that some of the ones that I had were like Shrek and Lizzie McGuire movie, Brown Sugar, Juwanna Mann, and just a bunch more. So my mom has all of those VHS tapes that belong to me because I ended up passing them on to my sister. So yeah, they have all of those ones, and my mom still has all of the ones that have like a bunch of like movies recorded on them and stuff. DVDs, though, like I said, I don't really remember. And even now, when I upgrade something, I just end up getting rid of the DVD just because I do not have the space for it. And I'm really not one to own like multiple copies of a film, unless it's like a snapper that I upgraded to Blu-ray. You guys know I collect snappers, so I don't get rid of my snappers as they really don't take up too much space. They're actually up there. The camera kind of cuts it off and stuff, but I have them up there on top of the shelves. Those are my snappers. And so occasionally, you know, I'll get the Blu-ray of it or something, but that's really the only time that I double dip. I don't see a necessity to own multiple copies of a film. That's just me. Every collector is different. So what are my top 5 Westerns in my collection? So definitely Django. This one is freaking excellent. Unforgiven here is another one. This is just such a good Western. Then this is probably my number 1, and that is Tombstone. I mean, outstanding cast, amazing performances, excellent storyline, and just beautiful directing. Like all around, this is just such a perfect Western in my opinion, and I just absolutely love it. We also have a 3:10 to Yuma. This is another really great one. And this one, I know this one's kind of a cheesy pick, but I remember watching this a lot when I was a kid, and just, I don't know, it's just kind of stuck with me over the years. And it's pretty cheesy. It's more of a Western kind of comedy, but that is Wild Wild West. I'm a fan of this one. I kind of feel it's like long forgotten, like not too many people even talk about this film anymore, but I've always been a fan of it, watched it a countless number of times growing up, and I think in my opinion it still holds up fairly well. So yeah, we got Wild Wild West. And the last question is favorite movie of all time. If you've been with me, then you know. I've actually mentioned this like in a few recent videos. That is Blood In, Blood Out. This will forever be my most favorite film. It's one I grew up on and just remember just kind of bonding over this film with my siblings and stuff. It's one we constantly used to watch, even though it is like hella long. I think it's like a 3-hour long film, but I never get tired of this one, and I revisited it so much over the years, and it's just one that I absolutely love. I mean, everybody wanted to be like the Vato Locos, like me, my brother, and I mean, I've had friends who, you know, are like in gangs and stuff like that, and I mean, even at one point, I ain't gonna lie, I wanted to be just like them and stuff, and so yeah, I even wanted to join up. I know, crazy, but yeah, I don't know, I just feel really super connected to this film. It's hard to explain, but I feel very connected to this film, and it's just one that I never get tired of, and I feel like every time I watch this, I always kind of learn something new from it. So yeah, but Blood In, Blood Out, you guys, it's just a fantastic film. So this is my all-time favorite. So that is everything, you guys. Thank you so much for all of these awesome questions. Hopefully I answered them, you know, to your liking. And if you guys have any more questions that you know, want to leave in the comments, definitely do so, and I will answer them in a future, you know, Q&A. So yeah, you guys, thanks so much for watching. Enjoy the family if you have not, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys.